Hi there. Today I had gone out just to test how I feel now, walking long distance. The other day I had gone, but today it was more of climbing and traveling by bus and all that. And I would say that it works well, and that's about it. So the recovery is like now it's 95% because I have worn the wrap, which I will wear for another 1 month when I go out and do things. That's it. Then I was just being in bed, so you can make out looking at my eye. I didn't take a nap, but it's too much humidity when you go outside. So that's the reason. Okay. So today I've not come prepared to talk about anything as such. But actually, I was thinking of talking about compassion. I can talk on serious stuff also. And but the thing is that I avoid taking up such themes because I think this is not the time to do it for me. I can as well wait for a little while and see, settle with all the other stuff that is, and then talk of all these serious topics. Okay. Still, if I was to talk about compassion, then there are two reasons I don't like to talk about compassion now at this phase of my life. One reason is probably because I'm not ready, because I feel that the vacuums that you have left in your life must be filled, and then it means much to talk about such serious and such important, meaningful themes like compassion. Okay, it's not like I don't know what to talk about, but one reason I don't talk about it is because I think there is a vacuum which needs to be filled, and so because of that I'm not talking. And reason number two is that if you talk honestly about compassion, it leaves you vulnerable, and that vulnerability is something that keeps me away from talking such stuff. Okay, so I think people won't know what I'm telling about now, because you need to explain it so that you understand what I'm trying to say. Thing is that compassion is something humanly, and it's universal. No human being who is born takes birth without being compassionate. And compassion is something that you feel for all the living beings. It's not just your own people. It's not just limited to human beings as such, to all the living creatures, that is. So that is compassion. So you can say it is there. We are all born compassionate. But then what happens is that as we grow up, we go through a lot of struggles ourselves, and we also have priorities in life. So due to priorities and our own struggles, we kind of get distracted. And as I said, because of these two reasons, probably people don't like to be honest about what is their idea of compassion. One is because everybody has some sort of vacuum, emptiness, which they feel, which they are waiting to fill, and unless that is filled, you cannot be compassionate. You cannot be compassionate as you want to be. That is one reason probably. Second reason is that when you are compassionate during your struggle times of life, it leaves you vulnerable. So there is a lot of gap which comes up when you actually be compassionate when you are going through struggles. Yeah, you will not understand it. For example, a silly example I can give you, you have to be compassionate with all living beings. It's not just your people. It's not just about human beings. You have to be compassionate towards all the living creatures. And how does that happen? Sometimes, let me just give you a small example. A creature enters your house which you don't want there. What are you going to do with that? If you're compassionate, you let that creature be with you. Is that possible? or if you are really compassionate, you are going to give that creature a space where it can be, so it doesn't intrude to your area, to your territory probably. But we cannot do that. During our struggle times, we feel vulnerable when we are honest, when we are honestly compassionate to other beings. That's what I believe. So because of that, we often put screens all around us, or at least at some sides of us, so that we don't experience compassion towards other beings. My idea, I believe that everybody are compassionate, but if we are not compassionate, these are the two reasons. One is because there is a vacuum within you which you have to fill before you expand yourself, before you experience that sort of compassion which you really would like to. Okay? And so be honest with yourself. Check with yourself if there is a vacuum there within you which you haven't yet filled. Okay, so if it is there, definitely it's because of that. Or the second reason could be you don't want to be compassionate because it leaves you vulnerable. Definitely, when you're going through struggle, when you're going through difficult times, when you're not settled in life, this happens. You are compassionate, but you deliberately don't express your compassion towards other living beings, towards other human beings as well, because it leaves you in a state of vulnerability, which is not good for you when you are already going through so much of struggle. So that's my idea. So those are the two reasons why I don't speak about all the themes. It's not like I don't want to, or it's not like I don't have anything to say. I do have, but I don't because of these two reasons. So that's what compassion. One thing I can tell you is compassion is in every being, every human being. In fact, in every being, I would say, but every different creature expresses it differently, to different intensity and different. There are variations in that, but human beings are all born compassionate. There's no question about it. So that's about compassion. Compassion is the love, is the caring that you have for other beings. Simple as that. And you cannot deny it. We only become less compassionate as we grow up because of these two reasons. If you just analyze it, you would find that what I'm telling is real. And everything has exceptions, of course. So if you feel differently from what I have stated now, probably you are an exception. Even during your struggle time, some people, when they go through hardships in life, they are more compassionate, it seems, because they want to. Already they're going through hard times, so what they want is to derive some kind of I won't say pleasure, but some kind of relief and soothing from being compassionate to all the other creatures, all the other beings. So that's how it works for them. But for me, it doesn't work like that. For me, it works like if there is a vacuum, I'm not being compassionate. If it leaves me in a state of vulnerability, I'm not compassionate. I put screens around, and I am very selective about expressing my compassion to other beings, including human beings. That's how it is. But it's not my nature. My nature is something else. Obviously, my nature is fully compassionate, but I don't express it that way. But there will be a time when I will express it. As I said, when my vacuum is filled. And second thing is when I don't have to feel vulnerable, being compassionate. That's the two. I'm just waiting for that. The time is coming. Good times ahead. That's what we say, right? So I've been out for a long walk and a long distance. There were so many things to be done, and I did all that. And I just rested for a while and then showed up because this is also important. That's about it. Okay, so I'll be back tomorrow with something better than this. Probably we don't want all this compassion and serious topics. Usually when I come outside and do a video, it's much better than doing it from inside, because inside it's usually I'm very serious when I sit inside and make a video. But when I come outside, there's so much of difference because of the light, because of the nature there is. I wish I could show you something. So that's the reason I step outside. Okay. These days it's been raining at this part of this state, and not often, but at least for 15-20 minutes every day. So because of that, now when I went out in the morning, it was really humid and too bad. But when I came back, now the sun is gone and it's kind of nice weather. If I could show you that yesterday, I can't, because I've done something to the background and it's different now, so I can't show you. Okay, that's it. You take care. I'll be back tomorrow with something interesting. And do you want me to do the video outside or inside? Let me know in the comment box, so that anyway, Modi ji has gone to Gujarat and he's pretty busy the entire week traveling all around. And then comes the big event, that is Diwali. And Diwali is on Monday, if you don't know it. Okay, people in Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh and North knows it. People in this state doesn't know it, because usually in Kerala there's no Diwali. But I have bought some candles. I love lighting candles. Now God knows what is the weather. It's quite unpredictable. So if the weather is not good, we will do it the next day, if not that day. Okay? That's it. Take care and let's see tomorrow.